All right, so I'm going to go through some of your homework problems, and because I haven't bought the expensive Screencastify yet, I only have 10 minutes, so I may not get through all of them. All right, so what you're given is you're given the equation y equals 2 over x. So you know that we have this equation where the h is my vertical asymptote and the k is my horizontal. So what you have to do is decide, okay, are these lines going up and down or are they going across? So if you picture the line x equals 3, or if I even draw it, x equals 3 is right here, well, that line is going to go up and down. So technically all the x's are my vertical and the y's are my horizontal lines. So now all you have to do is plug this in. So for every single one of these, you have y equals 2 over something, because that's what it tells us that we originally have. We have that 2 up top as our a value. So that a value is not going to change no matter what, because all we have are our asymptotes. Okay, so we said that our x's are on the bottom. So the other thing that you're going to have is this, and you're going to change it from there. So remember that when we put stuff in the denominator, we do the opposite. So this was 3, so we're really going to have a minus 3. So minus 3 goes on the bottom. Then this y is our horizontal one. Well, that stays the same, so it's just minus 1. And that's your entire equation. So as long as you know where to put things, then it doesn't really matter, like, you don't have to put a bunch of work into writing it. Okay, so same thing here. This is my x. X is vertical. It's a vertical line going up and down. Well, that says x equals 4, so I'm going to do minus 4. Then this y, that is my horizontal. It goes outside. It's the same. It's plus. Okay, same thing here. That is a plus 1, so I'm changing it to a minus 1. The stuff on the outside stays the same, plus 2. X value, negative 2. Change it around, make it plus 2. Y value is on the outside. It stays the same. So equations are easy once you know where to put just one of them. So if you know where to put it, then you can write these equations all day long. Okay, so let's move on to the graphs, because the graphs are a little bit harder. Your graphs are kind of hard to see, so I went ahead and made my graphs just a little bit bigger so that you can maybe pause it and look at it if you want to, whatever. Okay, so we have to find our asymptotes first. So what we did in the last one was we knew this. Okay, this is my vertical. So my vertical asymptote is the opposite of this. So it's at x equals 1. Okay, so x equals 1 is right here. So I have my up and down line going there. Then this outside number is my horizontal. That is y equals 3. So at y equals 3, that goes across here. So again, kind of what we did was we dragged our origin, we took it and clicked on 0, 0, and we dragged it up to there, because that's what it was telling us to do. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and find our x-intercepts and our y-intercepts. So I'd rather get the harder one out of the way first. So I'm going to do the x-intercept. Well, what that means is that y equals 0. So 0 equals 2 over x minus 1 plus 3. Okay, so I want to solve this for x. So subtract the 3 to the other side. Then, because I can multiply this to the other side and then divide by 3, really all I did here was flip-flop. Okay, I just flip-flopped those, but there's the reasoning as to why. So to get x by itself, I have to add 1 to the other side. So I have negative 2/3 plus 1. Okay, so negative 2/3 plus 1 is going to give me x equaling 0.33. So if x is 0.33, I go on the x-axis from 0, 0, 0.33, which is right here. So I need to reflect this. So if it is in quadrant 3, I know it's going to be in quadrant 1 now. So what I do is I go from my origin, my new origin here, 1, 2, 3, and over almost a whole box. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 up, and almost a whole box over. Okay. So then, now I need to find my y-intercept. What the y-intercept is x equaling 0. So now I can say, okay, 2 over 0 minus 1 plus 3. So that's 2 over negative 1 plus 3. So negative 2 plus 3 is 1. So my y value is 1. So if y is 1, that hits right here. Okay, so I need to reflect it. So I'm going 1, 2 down, and 1 over. So I'm going to go 1, 2 up, and 1 over right here. So that's enough points to kind of guide me to make my graph from there. Okay, so the next one I might not make quite as sloppy of this, but that's what you have. Okay, so number 6. All right, so looking at this, same as the first one. I need my asymptotes first. My vertical asymptote, that's what's in the bottom here. Okay, so it's the opposite of that. So it's x equals negative 2. So at x equals negative 2, I have an asymptote. Now, my horizontal asymptote is the same. So it's y equals negative 4. I don't have to make it the opposite. So that drags this down a little bit. You have more room on your graph than I do. I just want to zoom in a little bit, so don't be worried that yours doesn't look exactly like mine. Okay, again, starting with the hardest one first, in my opinion, is the x-intercept. So again, that means that y equals 0. Okay, so when y equals 0, I have 0 equals 1 over x plus 2 minus 4. I have to move the 4 to the other side first. Then I can flip-flop these two. So I get that. I have to subtract 2 to the other side. So when I take, when I put that in my calculator to get an answer for this, that's going to give me x equaling negative 1.75. Okay, so if x is negative 1.75, I'm on the x-axis about here. Okay, so again, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4 up, and over 0.25. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1.5 to get the first part of my graph. So now I need to find my y-intercept. So that is when x is 0. So y equals 1 over 0 plus 2 minus 4. So that's going to give me 1/2 minus 4, which is going to give me negative 3.5 for my y value. Okay, so if y is negative 3.5, I go on the y-axis down to 3.5. So that helps me complete this part of my graph. Well, I have to reflect that point still. So from the origin, I went 1, 2, and up 1/2. So I'm going to go back 1, 2, and down 1/2. And that will give me the second part of mine. And again, you should be able to see both parts of yours. All right, we already did number 7 in class, so this is number 8. So remember that first off, this negative sign is important. That's going to tell me I'm in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. So this is a little bit different. Starting off with our asymptotes. Our vertical asymptote is at x equals 2 because it's the opposite of that. So x equals 2 is right here. Then my horizontal is outside of there, so I get y equals negative 3. Okay, so the two quadrants that I want to be working in are 2 and 4. So my graphs are going to be in this quadrant and then down here in this quadrant, so 2 and 4. Okay, so I want to find my intercepts. So starting off with my x-intercept, which means y equals 0. I plug that in. So the negative of 1 over x minus 2 minus 3. Add the 3 to the other side. I'm going to go ahead and move the negative sign up to the top just so it doesn't get lost anywhere. Then I'm going to flip-flop these. Negative 1 over 3. Add your 2 to the other side. And for that one, I get 1.66. So I have about 20 seconds left, so this one is going to get cut off. So 1.66 on the x-axis is about right here. So I'll go ahead and tell you your y-intercept is negative 2.5. So here's my graph, and then I just need to reflect those points into the other quadrant.